Oh, alright, you want to be in my video? Yeah, you want to be in the video today? Hello everybody, welcome back to Board Game Buzz today. My name is Carly and we have a little guest with us today. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, that was good. So yes, this is the newest member of the Board Game Buzz family. This is Beckham, and we are so excited to have him here with us, and I think I'm even more excited to not be pregnant anymore. We are very excited to have him here and have him be in his first video for the channel. He might be in the next handful of videos because he is very, very clingy. Hi, you like mama? Yes. Yes, you do. But yes, I am very, very excited to be back and making videos as often as I can. Obviously, it's kind of a hard time that I'm in right now. You have the hiccups now. Of course you have the hiccups. Yes, you have the hiccups, huh? You have the hiccups. With it now being 2024, everybody, every year, everybody's always posting their New Year's resolutions, and truthfully, I am terrible at New Year's resolutions. I feel like especially for the past 5 years, I've tried making them and keeping them, and literally by February, I just give up on them because I don't know, I really struggle with goals and making goals and keeping goals. But for 2024, something that I wanted to actually do was, okay, I don't really do good at goal making, but I do pretty well at playing games. And so what I wanted to do this year was actually make a goals list of games that I want to play in 2024 if I'm able to. So me being relatively, again, I still consider myself relatively new to the hobby, there are a handful of games that I have yet to play, and some of these, actually most of these, I'm ashamed that I have not played yet or have not managed to table. And so I really want to, by the end of 2024, hopefully I would have played these 10 games. And with this list, they are kind of heavier games and probably bigger games. Mainly when I play games, when we're playing games with our kids, or when we do random little ladies groups or just these random kind of game groups that I get together and play with, we kind of tend to play lighter games just because the majority of the people that we're playing with just kind of tend to skew towards lighter games. So I don't really get to play a ton of heavy games or games that take a while or super thinky terribly often. Not as often as I would like to, but obviously I'm hoping to change that a little bit in 2024. I'm sure the microphone is picking up all of your little hiccups, huh? And so that is what this video is going to be for you today. This is going to be my 2024 New Year's resolutions, but instead of New Year's resolutions, it's just games that I really hope to table this year. So let's go ahead and jump into this list. Why are you hiccuping so much? So jumping into this list here, these games are not listed in any particular order. I basically just kind of thought of 10 games that I really would like to play and added them to this list. So no order here, just a bunch of really good games. The first one that's going to be on this list is probably, well, arguably the most embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed that I have not played this game yet, but that is Root. I am I am dying to play Root, but something about it has always intimidated me, and I don't know if it's because I always hear people talk about that it's complicated or complex, or you really have to kind of learn each of your factions. You can't in order to play properly, you really have to know your faction, and all the factions play differently. But I absolutely love the art in the game and the theming. I love how there are so many different factions, especially with all the expansions, and how they all do play very differently. I've always been intrigued, and I've always wanted to play it, but I've never really had a group to play it. Within Kim's game group, they have she has a couple of friends, and I believe they play Root relatively often. I know he has it, and I know they've played it, and we were wanting to play it before I had the baby. and it didn't really work out that way. So hopefully within the near future I'll be able to snag a game with them. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. But yes, I am really, really hoping to get Root tabled in 2024. So this next game, I actually have played a couple of, I don't even know, I wouldn't even consider them half games, more like quarter games. I've played just a little bit of Ark Nova, but I do want to sit down and play a full blown out version of Ark Nova. It does make it nice because Ark Nova is on Board Game Arena, and so there's actually a couple of games that are on this list that are actually on Board Game Arena, which would make it nice. But yes, I really, really, really love Ark Nova and the theming of Ark Nova, like building out your zoo. I know it is really complicated, or at least that's what people say, and people say it also tends to run long. Again, I've never gotten in like a full version of this game, so I don't know. I can't really speak to how if it does run long or not for me personally, but I am looking forward to learning Ark Nova and playing Ark Nova. Like I said, hopefully it'll be a real version, but even on BGA, I still think that would count as a play for it. So yes, I definitely need to get in a full version of Ark Nova. All right, I'm gonna try to lay you down and see if you're further from the microphone, if that helps. Okay, hopefully that distance makes the hiccups less noticeable for you. This next game is one that I've almost bought many times. I was kind of with Kim. I had almost, I'd put it into my cart and taken it out of my cart or picked it up at the game store and put it down at the game store. But that is Nemisis. Now Nemisis, I know you've heard Kim talk about it a lot on the channel and how excited she was to get it, because she did actually end up purchasing Nemisis I believe she got it for Christmas for her family this year. But Nemisis is so interesting, and it's one that I've been dying to play for like the last couple of years. But it's basically like Alien, the board game. So you take on a role of a character in a spaceship, and there's monsters and they're coming out, and basically you're just trying to survive as long as possible. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of theming in board game, and this theme just sounds like it would be so much fun, just to have, a group of people and just trying to survive, trying to take out the baddies. It just sounds like it's such a fun game, and I believe in Nemesis, I might be wrong, but in Nemesis, everybody has their own kind of objectives, and so I believe it is like a semi-cooperative game, because there are instances where somebody's goal is to basically stab you in the back or do something to screw you over. I might be wrong, or that might be included in one of the expansions to Nemesis, but I think I'm right. I think I'm 90% right. But yeah, so just that interaction among the table of not really knowing who to trust. It sounds like just such a fun time, and a game that I really want to be able to table. I really do think I will be able to table this game, because Kim bought it. I believe she bought it for Christmas for her family this last year. So Kim has the game. So if Kim has the game, then I will definitely be able to table this, hopefully sometime this year. Now this next game, primarily the reason why I haven't been able to table it is because I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but I know that it is on, it was released on BGA recently, and that is Heat Petal to the Metal. So I know when this game came out, it was all the rage. It sold out everywhere, because I tried to get it last year, and I couldn't. Literally everywhere was sold out for the longest time, and I think it's just barely starting to become available again. Like I said, I know it just barely got released on BGA fairly recently, but in Heat Petal to the Metal, it's a racing game, and people say it's one of the best racing games out there. You basically have cards that you're managing, placing them, I believe you're placing them on your engine or something, in order and you're trying to obviously race your cars around this track, trying to win. When I heard the Dice Towers review of this, I think that's what initially sparked my interest, and I was like, oh my goodness, I really need this game. And something that they mentioned is the way you play your cards, you have to be careful about not overheating your engine, and taking turns too wide or something. So just that card play, I really like managing cards and having a bunch of cards, trying to puzzle out the most efficient way to use them, and so just that puzzle seems really interesting to me. So I am hopeful to be able to I really would like to see this game on a table, because I saw a little clip of somebody playing it on BGA, and I was like, okay, I mean, it's definitely a way that I could play it, but I think I would prefer to play it on a table. This next one is another game that I know Kim owns. So Kim, apparently I'm going to be raiding your board game collection this year. But that is Star Wars Rebellion. So in this game, players are taking on the role as either the rebels or the Empire. And basically you guys are both fighting each other. I believe as the Empire you're trying to find like the rebellion's like base camps, I believe, and destroy them. And then the rebels, obviously you're trying to destroy the Empire. I really enjoy Star Wars and Star Wars lore, and from what I've heard, this is like one of the best Star Wars. I know there are like a lot of different like Star Wars games out there, but from what I've heard, this one is one of the best ones. And so because of that, like I really want a good Star Wars game in my collection, and I've almost bought this game a handful of times, but I don't know, it's always hard with purchasing games, at least with me, because I really want to purchase games that I know that I'm going to like. So I've always been on edge because I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this game or not. So I really want to, again, steal it from Kim's collection, play it, and if I end up liking it as much as I anticipate liking it, then I will definitely be purchasing this and adding it to my collection. If you remember last year, I went to the Level Up retreat last year that was held in Stamford, Connecticut. And while I was there, I actually had the opportunity to meet Amy and Maggie from Thinker Themer, and which I was obviously so excited about that I finally got to meet them. But while we were there, we were kind of like chatting about our family. We were chatting about, our favorite games, and I believe it was Amy that said that her favorite game was A Feast for Odin. And the moment she said that, I was like, oh, I know, I need to play this one so bad. So I've been dying to play this. Well, it's been on my list to play for a while, but once Amy, mentioned, oh yeah, this one's my favorite game, I was like, okay, definitely need to get this one played. And I have not yet, unfortunately. But yeah, Feast for Odin, I don't really know much about it. All I know is that there's like a lot going on. I think there's worker placement in it, but I know there's like a lot of spots, a lot of different stuff going on, and you're basically playing as Vikings trying to like build out your colony or your settlement, and there's like lots of different ways to go about doing that. But yeah, so this has been on my list for a while to play. Unfortunately, nobody that I know, or at least in my game kind of like group here, actually has this game. But I do know that it is on BGA. So I have been meaning to play it on BGA, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So again, I'm very ashamed that I haven't played this one. So one of the games that I bought last year was Ankh. There was a really, really great sale online. I believe it was around like the summer of last year, but I jumped on it, I got it, and we played it, and I absolutely loved it. I love like Egypt themed stuff, and just so much about it I really loved. But ever since I played that, I was like, okay, I really, really want to play the other two now. I really want to play Blood Rage, and I really want to play Rising Sun. So these are like the next ones that I really, really want to get tabled and played, is Blood Rage and Rising Sun. I think I'm more interested in Blood Rage. I really love like the Viking theme and the lore, and I do like Rising Sun, but something about Blood Rage I really just love. When I purchased Ankh, I actually almost purchased Blood Rage instead, but the only thing that kind of turned me away was so many people said that it plays better at that higher player count, and so that's why I chose Ankh, was because lots of people said Ankh played better at that lower player count, and that's kind of primarily where I kind of tend to play games. So I didn't get Blood Rage, but I'm so tempted just to buy it anyways. But I know, again, this is another one that I can play online, so I gotta learn it. I believe, I have a couple friends who've reached out and said, hey, we gotta play Blood Rage, I'll teach you it. So I just have to take them up on that offer. But yeah, so Blood Rage is super, super intriguing to me, and hopefully I can also play Rising Sun, which is the third one in that trilogy. So then I can say I've played all three of them, and again, if they're good enough, I might add them. I might add all of them to my collection. So I mentioned earlier in this list that I really wanted a good Star Wars game in my collection. I also really want a good Lord of the Rings game in my collection. So this next one is War of the Ring. I am so anxious to play this one. I love Lord of the Rings is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I love the books. I love the lore. I just love. I'm obsessed. I love Lord of the Rings, and so to say that I haven't played War of the Ring yet is kind of embarrassing. But again, I know it's a heavier game. I know it's a long game, but I just love that theming. I love the lore so much. I can't imagine I play this game and I wouldn't enjoy it, at least to some extent, because Lord of the Rings. Like, how could I not love it? There's been a handful of times where this has gone on sale, and I've been so close to getting it, but I really don't think that anybody else that I know in this area actually owns this game. And I know, or at least I'm pretty sure you can't play it online at all, so I might just need to buy it and just go for it. So if this is one that you like or you think I will like, let me know in the comments below if I should just go for it and buy it, because like I said, the theming, like I want a good Lord of the Rings game. So to finish off this list today for you, of games that I'm dying to play is probably the newest game. No, actually, I think Heat is actually the newest game on this list. But anyways, I know this game came out, I believe it was last year or the year before, so it's still relatively new. But that is Endless Winter. Endless Winter, I actually almost had the chance to play this about 6 months ago, and stuff didn't work out, so I wasn't able to. But Endless Winter, it's a game that combines worker placement and deck building, which I love. Like, I love that combination. It just seems super interesting to me, and I absolutely love the artwork and kind of the theming of it. It just seems so interesting. And I know when it came out, like, so many people were talking about it. So many people really enjoyed it. I believe, and it's still rated really good on BGA right now. I believe it's close to an 8. So yeah, so that's another one that I think that out of all the ones on my list, I think this is the one that I'm probably least likely to table this year. But hopefully I can try to find a copy or get together with a group that has a copy of this game, because I really would love to test it out and try it out. All right, so there you go. Those are my games that I am hoping and praying that I'm able to table and learn and get to be able to play this year. I know it's not a conventional New Year's resolution list type of thing, but board games are always good, and playing more board games that's why we're all here, right? To play more games. So hopefully I can actually make this New Year's list this year. Hopefully at the end of the year I'll be able to say that I've checked off at least a decent amount of this list. If I'm able to get 7, I'm gonna call that a success for me. And let's be honest, me doing and playing board games, I'm definitely gonna hit those goals way more than going to the gym or eating healthy. Board games I can handle. Gym, maybe not so much, so we'll stick with the board games. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I'm dying to know if you have any games that you are planning on getting tabled. Maybe you're trying to work through your shelf of shame this year or something. So let me know all the games that you are planning on trying to get played this year, and I might be adding them to my list as well. My list might just continue to grow. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, it would mean so much if you could subscribe to my channel. It really helps support me in kind of everything that we're doing over here on the channel. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Why are you hiccuping so much? Okay. Maybe this will help. Try sucking on this. Your hiccups are so loud the microphone is picking them up. Yes. Yes, they are.